Like, that was literally, like, the greatest week I think
Especially with the
ever
Giants
had.
getting the injury bug to the max, which
I deserved
me,
it.
no, me and my coworker were like, we saw that and we're like, God damn.
What is going on, guys? Week 6 of the NFL season is here, and I am joined by Ben. He's back. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to do this all by myself.
Cue Eminem. Guess who's okay? No, none of that. But
We don't need
back.
to hear you rap. Please, we don't need to hear you rap. Last week, if you guys remember, I happened to mention that Ben was in the lead 50-44. Well, that's no longer the case, because if it wasn't for the Raiders losing to Chicago, I would have had the first ever perfect week in Knicks Picks history. I had every single pick right, from all 4 of my main picks to my 2-point conversion to all of my other picks except for the Raiders and the Bears. So that was 21-point swing for me. Ben did all right last week, but like,
At 12.
you don't compare to a 21-point week. That just doesn't.
What sucks is I
happen.
could have got my upset if I did pick the Bears. Like, but you're like, oh well, maybe. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe not. I won't pick the Bears, and then the Bears will win. I'm like,
Yeah, and then
I
the
could-
whole John
well, it wouldn't
Gruden.
matter.
Then the whole John Gruden thing happens, and it's.
Eh.
But we start out week 6 with the game of the week, and we are actually going a little bit quick here because we're on a bit of a time crunch. But we start week 6 with the game of the week, and there are some great games going on this week. But my game of the week is going to be the only undefeated team left in the league, the Arizona Cardinals, going up against the Cleveland Browns, who, in my opinion, besides Buffalo, right now is like the best team in the AFC. So this could easily be a Super Bowl preview. I don't personally believe so, but could easily be a Super Bowl preview as we have Kyler Murray go up against Baker Mayfield. Now, when you look at these two teams, I will get into a little bit more about the Browns' offense when it comes to my 2-point conversion and some of the problem areas that I guess I see there. But when it comes to Arizona, we had some question marks at the beginning of the season. Like, obviously their offense did fine last season, but how well would Kyler Murray really adjust? And, would he really have as great of a year or better of a year than he did last year with the extra help that he was given? So far, Kyler Murray and the Arizona offense has been proven everybody that wrong and has been absolutely lighting up this year. Their defense, with the addition of J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones, is just absolutely going off. Their defense has been insane so far this year. So, to me, easily Arizona is the best team in the league. I mean, you could argue Buffalo, but to me, Arizona right now is the best team in the NFL. And I have them beating the Cleveland Browns 32-27, just for the simple fact that they are the better team, and there are still some question marks on this Browns offense. And for whatever reason, and I'll get into this, like I said, a little bit later, but the whole Baker Mayfield Odell thing just isn't working. Yes, you have Nick Chubb, but like, you can't rely on the running game the entirety of the season. I think the past has shown us that. So 32-27, I have the Cardinals beating the Browns in Cleveland.
My game of the week is two AFC teams, and I think these are two teams that I had as wild cards, if I remember correctly, and they are playing like amazing, and that is the Chargers and the Ravens. First off, Lamar Jackson. I was at work and I see it's like 22-9 or whatever. Like, okay, maybe the Ravens will tie it up. Maybe, I don't know. I can't doubt Lamar out. He had 400 yards passing.
Insane.
Like, he put the pass, and he had it was 85. I think he had like 85% completion percentage. Like, he showed out on Monday night. Came back. I remember they had like a brief video like on the coin toss for overtime, and then as soon as the Ravens got the ball, they were cheering like, "Oh, we got Lamar and we got Justin Tucker who can kick it from anywhere. We're set. We win this." But enough about the Ravens. The Chargers in a classic game against the Browns. Like, that was a very good game last week. I do have the Chargers winning this one though, 30-27. These are two great teams, but I think I trust the Chargers defense more. Both these teams have great offenses, but I trust the Chargers defense a little bit more than the Ravens, so that's why I have the Chargers winning this one.
So I feel like for the first 6 weeks of this season, like, finding an upset has been somewhat tough. I mean, granted, I managed to get mine last week with the Eagles beating the Panthers, but I was looking through it this week, and I almost picked the Panthers to get upset again to Minnesota, but like Minnesota for some reason is favored in that game, so I don't really know how that happened. But my upset this week is going to have to do with a team that should be the better team in this situation, but isn't based on injuries. And now I'm not talking about my own team. I'm talking about the Seattle Seahawks going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're playing in Pittsburgh, and Russell Wilson is not going to be there. He is out for, like a month that he's going to be out. So Seattle is going to have to be without Russell Wilson for a little while. They're going with Geno Smith, who I can tell you from experience is not a good quarterback. He was the backup for Eli. But for whatever reason, I do feel like the Seattle Seahawks can get this win. And one of the main reasons I do think that is because I don't believe in Pittsburgh. Like, really, I don't believe in Pittsburgh. They beat Buffalo to start the season. Fantastic. I don't really see a whole lot behind that. I just feel like Buffalo, it was week 1, so Buffalo just, hadn't quite figured it all out yet. But I don't like Pittsburgh all that much. I don't see them as like a very top team in this league, and even in their division for that matter. I mean, Cincinnati is really stepping it up. Baltimore is really stepping it up. Cleveland is one of the best teams in the league. Pittsburgh's just not all that good anymore. So with the absence of Russell Wilson, think that the Seattle Seahawks can get this done against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have them winning this one 21-17, again, in Pittsburgh. You'll find that as a theme in my main picks. I realized I picked all 4 away teams in my main picks. But yes, the Seattle Seahawks going to Pittsburgh, beating the Steelers 21-17.
All right, so my upset is probably this is like my last chance at trying to get a team away. I tried last week to Jacksonville. I really tried, but this team actually could not be undefeated or winless. Like, they came close, and that is the Detroit Lions. I have them finally winning again.
I feel so bad for Detroit.
First off, they lost on a record breaker,
66-yard field goal,
and then they lost to Minnesota on I think it was like a 50-yard or two. So
and they lost to the Bengals, or no, not the Bengals. They lost to somebody else on a field goal to start the season too, didn't they? Oh no, they lost to the 49ers after almost coming back.
Yeah, so that's 3 games they could have won. And look, everything tells me to have the Detroit Lions be the first team to go 0-16 and also 0-17. But I do have the Lions at least eking out 1 win against the Bengals, and the Bengals should win, honestly. But I have the Detroit Lions barely winning 24-20. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they got their ass kicked because it is Detroit.
And we don't really know. Is Joe Burrow's playing, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
But
buddy, look. I mean, Aaron Rodgers already gave him this advice, and if you're not listening to Aaron Rodgers, you're definitely not listening to me. But Joe Burrow, slide, dude. Slide. Just slide. Don't get killed.
You just come back from a knee injury, dude.
Okay, so we move on to our picks, and now the Atlanta Falcons do not have a game this week. They are on their bye week. The Giants do have a game. They play against the Los Angeles Rams. So I will talk about that game against the Los Angeles Rams. Ben will just kind of give a recap of what the Falcons have done so far this season, how much disappointment he was really in right now, and
do remember that I've beaten you,
and he won't
keep that in mind.
He won't get any points for this week for this pick, but it'll even out because I won't get any points for the week that the Giants have their bye week. So my game of the week, our pick, the Rams going up against the Giants. Now, dude, as you all know by now, 70% of the Giants' offense is now on the IR. Like, at some point, it just becomes like a cruel joke. Like, it really does, because I don't even like. There's so many frustrations and so much anger that goes through. First of all, 42-9 Rams over the Giants. I'm throwing that 42.
You're giving them 9 points.
If Mike Glennon puts up a touchdown, I'll be fucking happy. But no, look, if it wasn't bad enough that Saquon gets hurt for like the 20th year in a row, we have Daniel Jones get absolutely like scary. First of all, and fuck the Cowboys player who made fun of that. By the way, fuck the Cowboys in general. like having absolutely no class whatsoever for like the 100th year of their existence. But yeah, Daniel Jones, scary injury, was stumbling a little bit after he got the hit. It was not good. Kenny Golladay goes down to a knee injury. You were already without Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton. Andrew Thomas wasn't really playing all that much in that game because he's suffering an injury, and he's been one of their best O-linemen out of a group of turds after they lost Nick Gates to a scary injury. So I don't understand, and Ben even asked me this, what higher power the Giants pissed off to get to this point? I don't fucking know what it is. And 42-9 is fucking generous, in my opinion, considering there is nobody fucking left on this team. And I understand why the Giants got made fun of so much, even when they had a full healthy team. But Giants fans altogether, you can look at me and agree with me on the fact that this just isn't our fucking fault this year. It's just not. I don't know what else to do. 42-9, like I said. Rams over the Giants.
First off, Daniel Jones was playing really well, and there's he was playing well. Barkley was playing solid, and that is just terrible. I feel bad. I know I shit on Daniel Jones, but that's bad. You got Pinhead Larry playing quarterback. But enough of the Giants. You said everything. I agree with everything. Now to my team, who just came back from London, almost choked against the Jets. Going to pause there real quick. Yes, Atlanta could almost choke against the Jets. Going to leave it there in London of all places.
I want your reaction, by the way. I think the 5 people that watch this show, I think they deserve to know what your reaction was to the fact that you picked the Titans to lose to the Jets with the scary realization that you could have been in that same boat this week.
I did say that there would be no hope, but then again, my bar was already to the ground, so it would just been further into the ground. I would just been start digging. But anyways, the key takeaways. Finally, they throw to Kyle Pitts. He had a breakout game. Yes, it's the Jets. I understand. Yes, Calvin Ridley was out, so he was now officially the number 1 target. It's now we have to throw him the ball. But the defense did really well in the first half, kind of tapered off in the end, so I expected that. But Kyle Pitts showed that he is worthy of being a top 10. Won't say top 5 just yet because it's 1 week. But he has shown that he is still a top 10 prospect in the league. I know I said, Rookie of the Year. Probably not because of stats. But I will say Kyle Pitts has shown that he is solid. Matt Ryan showed that he is still a very serviceable quarterback. I would start him on probably, a good amount of teams. I would say he's a top 20 quarterback still. Just because he's that experienced, but defense, still not exactly happy about the defense, how they gave up 20 points to the Jets. Not happy about that, but offensively, the team still looks good, so I don't even know who they play next week, but I'll probably still pick that team to beat Atlanta.
All right, so 1 pick left for the week, and that's the wild card picks, and Ben predicted to lose to the Jets last week, the Tennessee Titans. They go from playing probably one of the worst teams in the league, the Jets, 2 weeks ago, to last week they played the Jacksonville Jaguars, who aren't much better, but they managed to get the win. Now they go up against, arguably, and I've already said this about the Cardinals, but this one legitimately, arguably the best team in the league. Hands down, they just beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They're on a fucking roll. It's the Buffalo Bills who I'm sorry. If I pick Tennessee to win this game, Tennessee very well might win this game. They might come out of fucking nowhere and just shock the world and play like they have been playing the last couple of years. But given everything that's happened so far to lead up to this season, I don't know if I could pick any team beyond maybe Arizona to beat the Buffalo Bills in a game right now after seeing what they did to Kansas City last week. So, yes, I have Buffalo winning this one. I have them winning 35-24 over the Tennessee Titans. And look, I don't know what is wrong with Tennessee. I don't. I feel like their defense is really catching up to them. But look, you would think that their offense, after losing basically nobody and adding Julio Jones, one of the best receivers in the league, you would think that that offense would turn into maybe not Kansas City level, but enough to like not lose games to the Jets, to make it close to the Jaguars, to make it seem like there's no shot in hell that they beat Buffalo this week. Derrick Henry's been having a great year so far. None of this is on him. I do feel like this comes down to the Tennessee defense and maybe a little bit of Mike Vrabel play calling. But I'm going to go ahead and just say right now, they were my Super Bowl pick at the beginning of the year, and we are just over a quarter of the way through the NFL season, and I don't have a different pick. It's still the Buffalo Bills. They're still my Super Bowl pick for this year, but 35-24 Buffalo over Tennessee for the wild card.
I mean, I still got my Super Bowl pick in the Rams, but
and the Rams are definitely very good, but I think it's very universally known at this point that just Buffalo is just on another level.
They're the best team in the AFC. I still think KC. Let's pump the brakes, but we can talk about it another time. Yeah. But I will say, so I'll just get to my wild card. So my wild card is going to be the oldest rivalry in football, and that is the Packers and the Bears. And I tried so hard to find a reason to even make this an upset part 2 with Chicago, but I was like, I just can't go against Aaron Rodgers. Like, when you go a close game against Cincy, and Cincy's a good team, they're a solid team. I think the Bears are better than Cincinnati, but I'm like, rookie quarterback against Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, I can't do it, but I do have a close game, as I have the Packers winning 28-21 over Chicago. I just think that Aaron Rodgers, he's a beast. He's the reigning MVP. You could argue he's an MVP candidate this year. I can't deny that, but I think Justin Fields will still play well. I don't think Justin Fields will play bad, but I just think, again, when you look at the teams, who has better quarterback? The Packers. So that's why I got Green Bay winning this one.
Okay, so we have hit a few bye weeks so far, so there aren't as many other picks to show on the screen here. But here are the other picks for the week. Like I say every time, if you want to pause, find your favorite team, see what was said about them, go ahead and do that now. But these are the other picks. And the last thing for Nick's picks in Week 6 is the 2-point conversion. And like I said when I was talking about the Arizona Cardinals going up against the Cleveland Browns, I'd be talking a little bit more about this Cleveland Brown offense and the struggles that seem to be having between Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham. Now, to me, I think that if you were to take any superstar, and I still consider Odell Beckham Jr. a superstar in this league, if you were to take any superstar out of the entire league and predict them to get traded, it's Odell. He is probably the number one person on the trading block in the league, and I'm not going to use my prediction as saying that he's going to be traded, but I'm going to say that Baker Mayfield and Odell are just going to further prove that this chemistry just doesn't work, and Odell is not going to have more than 2 catches against the Arizona Cardinals this week. I think it's 2 catches. He can have 2 or 1, but no more than 2 catches against the Arizona Cardinals. And I feel like the reason, and my main reason behind this, do I think it's going to happen? No, not my luck. He'll probably end up having 3. But my main reason behind this is I think he is slowly kind of going to get, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. He's going to slowly kind of get sifted out of this system to where it's the point where they know that they can run the system without him before they trade him away. So I think this is the time where you're going to, because we're getting very close to the deadline here. So I do think that this is where Cleveland's going to start being like, hey guys, hey everybody, what do you want to give us for Odell? We're taking first-round picks. We're taking second-round picks. Hell, we'll take some O-linemen. We'll take some defender. Like, there's a lot that Cleveland could do with Odell because that's some hell of a trade bait right there. But just don't do what New England did and trade away Gilmore for a 6th-round pick.
He gets 2 catches. Like
2 catches, 205 yards.
No, he has 2 catches for 10 yards, but then he has 5 rushes for 125. I don't know. Anyways, So I actually am also going on that Browns and Cardinals game, and I'm going specifically at the quarterback. So we could still both get it, but mine is that Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, two former Oklahoma quarterbacks, the Oklahoma Bowl, as I wanted to call it. I have them going off in this game. I have them combining for over 700 yards. 700 yards of offense and 7 touchdowns. I almost said passing, but I was like, watch Kyler Murray have more running yards or whatever. So 700 total yards between the two of them and 7 total touchdowns between the two of them. I wasn't saying no turnovers, but watch, it comes down to like a Hail Mary and it's a pick. Because, I learned from your mistake with Daniel Jones.
I mean, shit, that would have been a good one for last week with Justin Herbert and Baker Mayfield. But that is it, guys, for week 6 of the NFL season. Like I said last week, I got all but one wrong. So this week, I'm going for the perfect. But, guys, we were just one game off from the first ever Knicks Picks perfect week. Just one. Sorry. Ben.
Bears.
Yeah, fucking Chicago. My mom would be happy about that I didn't pick Chicago and they ended up screwing me over. But, Ben, going into week 6, is there anything you want to say before we head out?
Atlanta's losing on their bye week.
Yeah, well, yeah. Atlanta, that's the kind of team Atlanta is. Guys.
No, they'll choke the lead in the bye week.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed. Like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more content just like this. And I will see you guys in the next one. See you in week 7, guys. Have a great one. Peace.
Deuces.